like when things work as they should, but I I wanted to print something off here. Oh, I wanted to print a label. I bought something and I had to send it back. And of course, you go on the website because it was too tight. I was badly advised by their customer service,
Mm.
and so because when it came, it was just a hell of a lot too tight for me. So,
Well, you got to be careful when you buying them budgie smugglers.
yeah, yeah, that's right. Yeah, yeah.
Shit, I
No,
think I'm going to go
it
again.
wasn't actually budgie smugglers, but anyway,
I
I had to
wouldn't dare
return
say it
it.
was.
So like you go on their website and you create a postage label to return it, and
Yeah.
up came the label, and everything was looking easy peasy. So hit the print button, printer spews out a page of paper, but it was blank. So I thought, oh, that's strange. And I not had a warning to say that my ink was running out. And it was strange that we were talking about printers and which printer to get.
Yeah.
And I thought, well, that's flipping weird. So I thought, right, I'll have a crack again. Printed it off, same thing exactly happened. Spewed out a sheet of paper with nothing on it. So I thought, oh, something wrong somewhere. And then I had to write something out earlier on today, and for my grandson, printed it off. Same thing again happened. So I thought, oh, it wasn't the fault with the flipping postage label, it's my printer. So luckily I had a new black printer, new cartridge, stuck it in, and it's come out, but only half sort of legible. So I don't know what the hell's happened with it. I don't know if it's dried up or something, or
Maybe. When was the last time
I've
you
had a
looked at it?
problem with it. I think, who was the one that was saying, was it you, Mike, saying about needing to buy a printer?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think I could be in the market for one soon, because
Try going into the printer settings and cleaning the heads.
yeah, I'll have a little poke about with it, but
Yeah, there is a couple of processes you can use for that,
yeah,
and it might
yeah,
just be that, you know.
yeah. Well, I'll have a little poke about with it and see what I can sort out. But I mean,
What print? What print have you got?
it's a HP Hewlett
No, I
Packard.
think I've got a HP, but mine did that as well. And I changed the cartridge, and it was all right again.
Yeah, well, I put a new cartridge in, and I mean, because I'm on that thing, I pay 149 a month, and it's worked great ever from day one. But
I got it.
Hey, man.
obviously got a problem with it now, and they're not worth trying to get repaired. It costs you
No.
more to get somebody to have a look at it. So
Not even, not that's not even worth it. But
no.
the heads are in the print heads are in the cartridges, aren't they? Is that right?
Yeah, I think so.
I'm
Yeah.
not really sure. I know the ink is in the cartridge, and I don't know what else is there.
Well,
But
I think the print head is as well. That's what prints it. So
Yeah,
I see.
I think you're right there,
I
man.
did once get mine sorted out by running it under hot water. Strangely.
All right. Yeah.
Throwing it in a glass of Coke for an hour.
Well, it was just because I hadn't used it so long, it had solidified, and the hot water obviously loosened it up enough
Mm-hmm.
to print again. But sometimes you may even get something, a smear or something on the top of the head sort of thing, where it
Right.
sort of prints.
Yeah.
But anyway, they're a pain in the arse, all of them.
Yeah.
You're talking printers, definitely.
Yeah.
It's another one of those things that when it's working, it's great.
Yeah, the printers are disposable now.
Yeah.
It's just a nuisance, isn't it? Because then you've got to get it, you've got to set it all up again. I know it doesn't take long, but you still got to do it, haven't you?
Yeah. Yeah.
And then it'll ask for a password that you haven't got.
That's right. Yeah. 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 Yeah.
I thought I cracked it with the first of all, there was the eye recognition, but I didn't find that to work very well. Then the thumbprint one was all right for a while, but then that seemed to not go so well either.
Yeah.
There must be a way. I don't know why you need a password, to be honest.
It's ridiculous. It is true that, because
If anybody wants to get in, just let them get in. If we all did it, nobody bother, would they?
No.
I don't know about that.
You got 50 billion people. You just be unlucky if somebody picks on you.
Yeah, true.
I was just watching a program before I came in here about people scamming for holiday lets. Just getting the people's lets from the internet and putting them up there, and sort of just selling them off to people.
Yeah.
People were so, well, I don't know, it's probably not gullible is the right word, but they looked so professional, and they sort of talked to the people and everything. It all worked so well until they turned up and found out they hadn't paid for that place at all.
Yeah. Well,
she chased. Sorry, let me finish. She chased one of them back. The payments, and it came out to a Chinese restaurant in Madrid.
Fuck you.
So what chance have you got?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I just bought a golf club before I came on here as well.
Oh, nice.
Not a great deal. It was only
Langland, Royal Ashley, Birkendale.
Well, no, it's
Just the club,
quid.
just the club, not the club entirely.
No, just a club, yeah.
Is your arm better
What do
than
you buy?
Well, I've been using this strap-on thing, and it's really been much better now.
Oh,
Sorry,
yeah.
Con, you're in.
Yeah, it goes better with a strap on, doesn't it, Mike?
I thought we were talking about your arm.
Yeah, it was. This strap-on vibrating thing.
Oh, yeah.
I thought he had a cheerful child, smile on his face tonight.
It's actually it's really good. I mean, 'cause it gives out the heat as well, so it's like a real person sitting on your shoulder.
Aye. Yeah.
Yeah, no, it really has worked though. I mean, strange enough, I got an appointment to go and see the hospital in 2 weeks' time. Just arrived.
How your batteries changed, is it?
Probably, yeah. Refreshed. Yeah, but I don't often recommend stuff, but I recommend these things. They're really, really good. It gives it's a vibrating pulse and heat at the same time. It's done me anyway. I mean, I couldn't lift my arm up past there before. Now I can sort of go right up without any sort of
That's good.
thing. I still haven't got the strength or confidence though to hit the ball properly. I'm still sort of a bit short of what I used to be, but I think that's probably just confidence of not using your arm.
Well, keep it like that, because you've got a perfect excuse then, haven't you?
Well, yeah. I mean, I've got a whole wardrobe full of excuses.
Yeah. Is it means operated or battery?
Battery.
Oh.
Well, I use rechargeable, but it's a rechargeable. No, it's a rechargeable unit. Sorry, there's batteries come in it, but, which are always better if you can get ones with batteries that you can actually change, even if they are recharged.
Oh, yeah, so you could even wear it while you were playing.
Yeah, it's just a little bit too lumpy, and the vibrations may put you off a little bit. I was going to go into good vibrations, but I'm not going to. So what's been happening? Anything?
So Johnny came back again Friday night.
All right. Did he buy you a pint back?
Well, that was the strange thing, because it was a different barmaid. Because I said to him, he only had one a week last Friday, and I, as I said, I put one behind for him, and he didn't drink it. Oh. So when he came in, I said, "Don't forget now." I said, "There's still one behind for you," and then he was only having one again, and I was still playing snooker, and he was going out, and I said, "Did you have it, John?" And he said, "No, she didn't know anything about that." And I thought, well, yeah, it was a different barmaid. If he'd have called me, I would have had a word with her and said, but knowing my luck now, knowing my luck, it'll be the same barmaid next Friday, but he won't be there or something.
Think of yourself.
Yeah.
What's your highest break?
My highest break, a miserable 28.
Oh,
Oof.
that's
That's enormous. It is.
my 21 doesn't come anywhere near it then.
Yeah.
And I had the pink and blue hanging over pockets.
Is it? Yeah. No,
I think it's one of the hardest games in the world, snooker, to be honest. I think it's much harder than golf.
I think it's hard in respect of if you want to make a high break, you've got to be able to control where the white goes, and that's where the trick is.
But like I played darts for a long time, and I've got 180s. I never got a 9 dart. I got a 10 darter. I got 170 finishes, 3 bowls, everything. In snooker, nowhere near anything.
Yeah.
I think it's a much harder game. It's
When
in golf.
Yeah.
Golf is still lucky.
Yeah. There was a bloke, funnily enough, that I used to sit by us when in the Swans. I said I wasn't going to mention the Swans, but there we are. And he doesn't have a season ticket anymore because his work shifts or job changed or whatever. And I was quite surprised because I'm friends with him on Facebook, and he had a thing showing that he'd had 100 break in snooker. And anybody that can get 100 break in snooker, never mind if it's once or multiple times, has got to be a really good player. You know, it's not just luck to be able to do that. You've got to be pretty useful.
There was a guy who played, and there was quite a few actually, but there was one who played in Phil's Club, Terry something. Is it Cornelius or something like that? He died recently. Anyway, he played
not
snooker.
John Terry.
John Terry, sorry, that's it.
Yeah.
I remember him playing when he was a while ago. I seen him more recently when he was older.
Yeah.
When he was younger, he was very good, and he'd quite often do a 100 break.
Yeah. Well, he used to go to the club, and his son goes now.
Yeah.
His son's, half tidy player, not as good as his old man. I think he'd be the first to admit that. But
there was another bloke who went to he actually played a few times. He was on the circuit on the telly. I won't remember his name unless you said it now. But he was just playing the club, and he was so good you wouldn't believe it.
Yeah, you're not thinking of Tony Chappell?
No. He was a small, very thin, wiry guy. Right. He played about 4 or 5 times. I think he got through to the Welsh Open last day or something.
Yeah. Well, that Tony Chappell there's a plaque on the wall because he had a 147 on one of the tables up there, and in fact, I still haven't looked. There must be a video camera there somewhere because they've got his break recorded.
All right. That's good going. You've got to be a proper player then, haven't you?
Oh yeah. Definitely.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of whether surfing is ever any more difficult or not in comparison to snooker.
It's different skills.
The equivalent.
Yeah, I would say.
Now, anyway.
I would say you could pick up a cue, hit a ball, and roughly make it go in a pocket very easily. I would say that you take off on a 6-foot wave, never done surfing before, try to stand up, and it's not the same result.
No.
Yeah, but I in 2 years surfing, I reckon you could get to a reasonable standard. In 2 years snooker, I still don't think you'd reach that goal.
Yeah, well, in long term, yeah, okay, I'm with you on that. Yeah,
I think
you can only get so. It's always with snooker. It's always that like pyramid, triangle.
Yeah,
it's all that pyramid to climb. That is the goal is for 147, isn't it?
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
get that 147, and you sort of, it's a mark in in your
Oh, very few people got it, and like sort of
Yeah,
holes in
yeah.
one and go for every Tom, Dick, and
Yeah.
Harry gets one.
Yeah.
I mean, I suppose it's like putting somebody on the pipeline when it's sort of like
Yeah,
18 foot or something.
You put somebody in pipeline, been surfing for 2 or 3 weeks, 4 weeks in Caswell, like, thinks he's got it. You can just about stand up. Right, off we go North Shore. Get the pipe, take him outside on a jet ski, and leave him there to sort himself out without anybody in the water, just him. And I tell you what, it would be tears.
Yeah.
No other guy wouldn't know what to do, would he? I wouldn't know what to do. Fucking hell.
No. No.
But I mean, would you surf pipe?
No, I wouldn't.
Not now. I would have when I was younger. I would have given it a go.
Really?
I may have just sat there and looked, but I would have given it a go.
I think you would have been just sitting there and looked. I would have my doubts if I would have gone out there.
Yeah.
Well, no,
Yeah.
it's always hard. Big waves are hard, aren't they? I mean, even you can go down.
No, I'm talking sort of 6 foot pipe,
Yeah.
which is like 2 times overhead.
Hmm.
And even 4 foot pipe, 3 foot pipe, it's monstrously powerful. Like,
It's a lot of water, that is.
yeah, it comes just straight out the ocean.
Yeah.
Anything with surfing, I've always, and any sport like that, you've got to be a person that's good in it. Like, surfers, you never get a 7-foot surfer, do you? You've got a surfer are always muscular, shortish, not super tall, but powerful and aggressive, because that's the way the turns go. You don't get long, lanky bastards. I suppose you've probably got 1 or 2 in the world, but it's natural ability and natural aptitude then as well.
Some of the surfers are fairly tall, aren't they? They're like in the 6 foot bracket.
Yeah, there's quite a few, yeah. But in the majority, they're under 6 foot, I would say. 6.
Yeah, that's what I put them at.
Yeah. I remember, like, talking about being out with depth, and one time we were in a contest in France. It was a Rip Curl Pro, and I went through, and I got through my heat. I was fucking, oh, great. I looked at the weather chart, and I thought, oh, fuck. So the next day, it was like 10 foot Hossigo offshore, impossible to get. I didn't even get out. I was out of my depth. I got stuck in a rip, right? Got taken down towards I don't know where. I didn't even take part in the heat. I just got washed away by the rip. And I think 2 guys got out and they both snapped their boards. But that, talk about being out of control. I wasn't. If I would have got outside, I wouldn't know what to do. It was just so big and so heavy. And I was a high competition place surfer, and I didn't know what to fucking do. I was probably I'm from Britain, and we never get waves like that, But people who get waves like that get brought up and they're thrown in an 8 foot shore break when they're fucking 2 years old. I said, right, do you swim? They get used to it, don't they?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's like anything, isn't it? It's like driving fast cars or something. You're going at 180 miles an hour on a motorbike, you run a circuit, you wouldn't do it, but if you get up to it gradually, it's like nothing then, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, it's like that I remember Dave Fryer gave me lend of that book, which was all about, I can't remember all the names, but Mickey Dora was one of the big names in it. And obviously for years they just sat on the beach and just watched the waves, and it was only him and a couple of others that sort of said, let's have a go at it.
Yeah.
And so they were the pioneers. I mean, we had a selection of beaches, but we probably learnt on 2 foot waves, probably.
But
we didn't have to learn on 6-foot monsters.
Right. Phil Ed was the first person to surf pipe, and then I think it was Greg Knoll or the other guy. What's the other guy's name? I can't remember.
Oh, Greg Knoll, that was another name, yeah.
But then they all started surfing Waimea. But before they started surfing Waimea, they were surfing Makaha, because Waimea and Pipeline, they thought you couldn't ride it.
Mm.
Because the ancient Hawaiians surfed Makaha when it got big, and then they thought they knew someone could ride it, so they went out there.
Mm.
When did World Surfing Championships start then? Because they're quite new, aren't they? I presume they were in the sort of late
62 in Peru.
Was it? All right.
The first one was in Peru, second one was 64 in Sydney. And that was when the Duke was there. I think, if I'm right.
I thought it was later than that when they first sort of...
No. Well, no, that was the ISA. It was the International Surfing Association, which is an amateur association.
Right.
Then in '88, the ISA sort of dropped the longboard, and they had an ASP at that time. ASP took on the longboard world championships, if you want, like a WSL now. It was the ASP then, and then they had their own league sort of thing, which is they're about 3 or 4 contests a year sort of thing. And I came 4th in one.
Yeah. It's a hard thing surfing. It must have taken a while to get to a judging sort of standard, where they all sort of came to the same conclusion. Because back they didn't have the slow motion and the instant replays.
Oh no! Oh, judging in those days was the head judge was always behind you, and if you noticed that your mark was a little bit high or low, he'd say, "Oh, I think that's a bit low there. Mark it up."
Yeah.
And you'd have to mark it up, or mark it down, just to make all the cards look even. It was a bit of a sham, that was sometimes.
Well, no, it was what was the other one they do that? Diving, isn't it? It was another one where they do things like that. Well, it's a bit like was it Strictly Dancing where they hold up numbers?
Yeah. Or what's it called? Eurovision Song Contest 0 1.
That's even better, that is. Yeah.
Out of Mongolia, 20 points. UK, 0 points.
Doesn't matter if you're from UK, you had it.
Yeah.
I went to see Making of a Murderer in the Grand this week.
Oh yeah.
That was quite good. It was. I didn't think it would be any good, to be honest. I wasn't sure because I hadn't watched the television programs. But I don't know. I think Martin Clunes is doing something. But it was It was interesting, actually. Just in case you don't know, Con, it was about. It was the police inspector or detective, he was then, who investigated a lot of murders in London.
Oh, yeah.
So he did one of which somebody murdered 4 people and they were chasing them around. Sort of, they were talking about.
What's his name? What was his name? One Day, something like that.
No.
Because he was.
I'll remember in a minute.
It was the one who was after the Ripper, wasn't it?
No, it wasn't him. No, this was in 2002 and 1992. There's another one who'd attacked about 82 women.
Okay.
Well, he hadn't attacked them. He'd broken into their houses. I think he'd raped about 8 of them. And the rest of them, he just sort of robbed them, really, and sat down and talked to them. But the youngest one was 82. They were all old women.
Oh.
So, they caught him in the end, and he had a strange thing. He always went to places like flats where they just had new glazing done, and you could take the outer glazing out, put 2 suckers on, and just take the window out.
Mm.
Back then, that's how that's how they did it, and it's different now. They don't do that now, do they? It
What part of the country was
Based,
he? Where was he based?
was in London.
All right.
He was around North London. The other one was the murderer was in. I think you may remember. I think it was called that Hammer Murderer. He used to go and hit people on the heads with hammers for some reason. He never admitted it. But,
Yeah. Well, that was like Peter Sutcliffe, wasn't it?
yeah, I thought I had that piece of paper here, Sharon. No. It'll come. I'll have to look now. No, can't say that now to me.
What was it? Was it more of a documentary than a play then, or?
No, it wasn't a play. He was just up on the stage talking.
All right.
And I thought, oh, that's going to be a bit, boring. But it wasn't. It was very interesting, sort of thing.
Mm.
Yeah.
Who was he then? Was he the detective or something?
Yeah, I'm just looking at his name now. Of course, he won't tell me his name.
Of course it won't.
Right, what's it say here? The making of. Oh God. Colin Sutton was his name. Colin Sutton.
Mm.
And the guy was called Delroy Grant.
Mm.
Who did it all.
Oh, I've seen him on when they've done these things on
What Greatest Chef?
no, they pick on a prison, don't they? And they talk about a particular prison, and that he's still alive now, isn't he?
Yeah, he's in Belmarsh, I think.
Yeah. And I remember the bloke, I think he must be what do they call him? Like a psychologist or something. And he said that he's like a lifeless bloke. He's got no remorse, no nothing. Just a weird bloke that just thinks that death and murder is something that you do.
Whereas he'd be better off dead, probably.
Yeah. Yeah.
I wish we had more people who was sort of an eye for an eye and tooth for a tooth type of thing.
Yeah. Well.
It certainly sort of, I'm sure it would wake some people up.
I'm still a staunch supporter of capital punishment.
Yeah. It doesn't. It doesn't bother me, and I know the arguments, and I'm sure they'll get the odd one wrong now and then. But that's.
I think what is though is like, for example, some guy comes into your house and that's a home invasion, rapes your daughter, beats your wife up, ties you up and beats you up, and then his daughter dies or something because she's been beaten after he's raped her, or I should say, right? And then they catch him, and the father then tries to, was it one guy he was being transported from one town to another in an airport, and he had hidden in a telephone kiosk with a gun, and he got past all the police and shot the fucker, and then he got done for second-degree murder. I thought that was really, bad. He should have got away,
But I think generally, I don't know if this was on the other night or I seen it somewhere else. But there was one the other day where they seen the bloke. They had the video of him going to a do-it-yourself shop, buying a big trunk. Then he went to bought something tape. Then he went to bought saws.
Yeah.
And they found this girl in the trunk, all cut up in pieces with a tape around her. And he still had an excuse for going to buy them, saying he never used them. And it's obvious. I don't understand it. And the jury didn't find him guilty of murder. I think they found him guilty of manslaughter. But it's just obvious some things, aren't they? But they've got to go by some strange evidence that we I don't know.
No, I think my personal view is with the technology today, if you can prove 100%, and there's a big list that they know 100% that they're guilty, and I just say I'd be making some space in some prisons, within a week, get them sorted,
Yeah, well, yeah.
get rid of them.
And it'll never happen though. There's too many
No.
do-gooders.
There's too many do-gooders, and there's too many people make money because of legal aid, and you're
Yeah.
entitled to appeal that, and
We are super woke now, aren't we?
yeah,
Super woke.
yeah,
Everything is. Do you know something? The other day I was saying to Sharon, a woman came into the coffee shop with a pushchair. Yeah. And I said to her, I said, you don't see pushchairs anymore. When you go out in the street, you don't see. You remember the biscuit? They used to have blue and red striped ones.
yeah, I know, yeah.
Nobody has them anymore because nobody walks anymore. They drive everywhere with the kids.
I hadn't thought about it. Yeah,
But you have a look, you don't see them.
No.
Like people used to catch buses before. Now nobody catches a bus.
yeah.
So you don't need to fold them up.
No, that's true. Yeah,
I remember them very clearly because like when I had kids, then you could fold them up with one hand, sort of thing, and take them on the bus, plane, anything.
that's right. Yeah,
Just don't see them.
When they used to have those huge prams.
yeah,
Silver Cross.
Yeah.
With a suspension on them and everything.
so, yeah.
Do you know, I didn't know this till the other day we were talking about. Did you know how much prams are these days?
No.
I mean, a good pram is you don't get much change out of £1,000 out of the sort of higher end.
I'm surprised they haven't got electric ones now as well.
I'm sure they have gone. I mean,
programmable electric.
Yeah.
You don't even see young girls now pushing. They used to push prams around, didn't they? As toys. Do you see that anymore? It's probably against the law or something now.
I know when our first grandchild was born, we said that's what we would buy, and I mean he's 24 now. He'd be 25
Probably
this year.
grown out of it by now, is it?
Yeah. But I mean, in those days, you bought the matching pram and car seat. And as I say, that was like 24 years ago, and Christ, I can't remember. It was, I can't remember. It was like 600 quid, something like
Pricey,
that.
though.
How much?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, car seats are expensive anyway now because they got to meet all sorts of standards.
That's right. Yeah.
And you got to get them fitted now, I think, because you can't. I don't think you can fit yourself.
Like certain ones, you've got to have like scaffolding fitted into the back of the car for the seat to clip into.
Yeah.
Isn't that ridiculous?
Crazy.
It is weird.
Gone are the days. All right, everybody in the back, come on. You had about 20 kids in there, four sets of parents, and you're off like.
You wouldn't have known this there, Colin, but they had a big investigation because I think one child got injured by it. I mean, but everybody put their seatbelts on wrong, or child seatbelts. None of them were put on the right way.
Yeah.
So the strap was coming up too high or whatever, or something. It wasn't protecting them. Whatever. But nobody noticed for sort of 25 years.
Yeah.
Nothing had gone wrong. And then when it did go wrong, then they said, but there's always going to be an accident, isn't there? People are always going to get hurt.
It's like, did you ever see a program, The History of the Safety Belt? You ever seen that?
No, I don't think so.
Check it out on YouTube. Just click that, and some of the inventions were fabulous. And Americans, they had a problem with their whiplash. Oh my God, we're going to get whiplash. So this is before they had headrests, So what they did, they had a seatbelt that went around their stomach, and a seatbelt that went around the neck. I mean, come on, isn't it? Around the neck.
Yeah.
And they thought it was fantastic.
You know where you're going to find your head anyway.
Yeah. Yeah. You've got a free little basket to put on your lap.
Yeah.
And
There's nothing as weird. I know we've done this before. Seatbelts on planes.
Yeah.
I mean, how can you have a seatbelt that lets you go?
no, well,
Yeah.
that's the design. Because you go
Yeah.
flat, you got to put yourself in a flat position, and then you don't go forward. You just might fly backwards a bit, but you don't fall.
No, not
forward.
being rude, Con. You put yourself in a flat position now.
Well,
Once you're over 30,
flat as you
once you're
can
over
get,
30,
you know,
you can't do the flat position.
as flat as you can get, which for me would be about that far, you know. All right, I'm in it. Get in the crash position, Mr. Conibear. I am in the crash position. Get down. I can't.
But it just makes it easier after a plane crash to identify who's in seat number 35B because his legs are still strapped in there, so that's the legs of Paul Conibear, that is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, half of him anyway.
No, but there are instances of people, you know, the whole section of seats have fallen out or something like that, and the plane exploded, and a lot of them got, you know, landed. No, we can't say well, but they survived. You know,
Well, the one the other day,
seat belted in.
The people in the back of the plane survived it, didn't they? And they showed the video. Somebody videoed it coming down. I can't remember. Was it in Kazakhstan, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they've shown the holes in the side of the fuselage that it was shot down by Russia.
Yeah.
If you're allowed to say that.
No.
Yeah.
But the tail end
that
snapped off, and the people that were in the tail end survived it, walked away.
Yeah.
Maybe a bit of a limp, but so
I don't think I'd be looking for a flight home if I'd been in the tail.
no.
Yeah, when you think about it, though, in the back of the plane, this is to do with inertia. In the back of the plane, you're, say, 100 feet away from the front, all right? So when the plane hits in the front, it starts to crumble, right? So it's taking up all the inertia, you know, so all this energy is coming towards you. Then because you're in the back of the plane, you move later than the other ones that are in the front that have already been crushed now. And by the time it gets to here...
Yeah, you're only going 600 miles an hour.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, you hit at about 150 miles an hour instead of 200, you know. But that could be the saving part of it, couldn't it?
Well, unless the galley is behind you.
They always used to put the black box in the arse end, didn't they?
Yeah.
Yeah. I always thought if it goes down, it'd be near the surface. Did they ever find these